Hello everyone, I'm Ixical and welcome to my tea house build. I have a piece of TNT in my hand because I'm gonna blow this up. I need some space for a lake. Once the TNT has exploded nicely, I go into this void and fill in the sides with dirt. Then I'm gonna add some sand at the bottom because then I can have fish floating around when I eventually put the water in. In order to put the water in, what I do is fill the entire area with wool. I could use any block, but I decided to use wool because it doesn't soak up water at all, does it, in real life? The idea of that really is to fill it in with water in a minute and all of the water will rush down and I won't have any gaps. And now that's complete, I'm going to add myself a load of bone meal around the edge because it looks cool, and then change the flowers out for purple lilacs and white ones. That way I've reduced the colour palette for what comes next. And then I'm going to put some fish and things inside, maybe some kelp and some seaweed. For this build, I'm using the Yuushya Mod, the Yuushya resource pack, and the foliage, which is good for the trees. Once I'm happy with the layout of everything, I'm going to add some fish. To do that, I head to this website at the top, and it gives me a bunch of different choices I can use to summon tropical fish. Don't forget to use the persistence tag, and the fish will be there forever. I added about 12 to 14 fish into this lake, and then I dove down and added some soul sand. This way I get a nice upwards bubble stream, but I'm careful not to put the soul sand too close to the edge, because the fish will flop out. And to finish the beautifying process, I add some trees. The Yuushya Mod already has some prefabs. You can see the pre-generated trees in the corner, and I went for oak trees because I think they look the best for this build. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to start constructing the tea house on the opposite side of the lake. In the middle of the lake, I want to have some kind of little platform, maybe a little space for people to drink their coffees and teas. Here, I'm using cut sandstone. It looks absolutely amazing for the corners of this building. I'm trying to measure it up exactly correct, and once I'm happy with that, I'm going to use polished andesite to build up all of the walls. I'll quickly speed up the process for you because it's kind of boring watching me build 4 walls. Let me know in the comments how you feel about my editing style. I'm trying to perfect my style. It's not a build along, but it's certainly a tutorial guide. And once that's finished, I'm going to take away the grass inside and change it with dark oak planks. And now that the planks are finished, I'm going to add some of these tall doors. I'll chip away those 2 blocks because actually those doors are 3 high. Inside the building, I want to have 2 more doors here. So I'm just going to chip out the space, change the ground for the planks again, and then grab the door, it's a dark oak tall door, and stick them in. I only want to have 2 entrances here, so now what I want to do is start looking at building the roof. To build the roof, I'm just going to select a coloured block. I'm thinking about pink, but I'm going to choose red this time, and I'm going to stick the red ones all along the rooftop. You see, if I use the roof there, it doesn't look quite right. And if I pop these in, I can actually put the roof a little bit higher. I'm aware that tree is going to be bothersome soon. See, now I can put that layer of roofs in, the roof tiles, and they look neat. That tree's really close, I'm going to have to pop it. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Tree. The same goes for this side as well. So what I have to do is put all of these red bits across. You can put the corners in too, which is quite nice. I'm using the McCaw's roof mod for this because the Yuushya Mod roofs don't connect on the corners as efficiently as these ones do. There are ways of doing it with Yuushya Mod, but I much prefer using the McCaw's roofs. And actually, this black one looks rather suave, so I'm going for this one. Oh, this tree. I'm so sorry, Mr. Tree. I'm going to have to destroy some of your leaves. Oh, no. No, it's fine. Now, what I can do here is have a look quickly. I'm going to change this red stuff for this cut sandstone. It's a different design to the columns on the side. It's got like a wooden bit in the middle, so I kind of just remove those real quick. Put the base roof in first. That's like an extra layer of roofing that connects to the lower ones, and I think they look rather sophisticated. So now I'm going to go in with this cut sandstone, and that's going to fit in too high. I might change that on the inside later, but I'm not sure if I want to. I'm going to be careful to put all the blocks in. I want to have it too high because I'm going to add some more roof space. Just going to put those in real quickly. It looks really good so far, and I'm happy with it. Now I can go round and add the roof part. I want to have a double roof. You see how I'm doing that here? I thought about adding another layer of red wool, but it's actually unnecessary. I can use the base roof here and connect it on, so it looks like I've got an extra double roof. And there's sort of like a little space in between for lights. I don't know what it is exactly, but I've certainly seen it on Asian-style buildings. I've got to be careful of Mr. Tree as well. I don't want to start ruining the corners of this house. Pretty good design, this. I'm quite enjoying it. So I'm just filling in the corners right now, and I've got to go around the entire way with this bit. And then I have a double roof, and it looks pretty good, to be honest. Nice, that's the roof bit complete, and it does look a rather spectacular design. On the top, I'm going to add a little bit more roofing, so I'm going to add those cut sandstone ones again, all the way around the edge, keeping it nice and simple. But in the middle, with the roof, what I'm going to start doing is leveling it up and making it nice and neat. So here, I'm just going to use these ones either side, these black ones, and then I could put an extra layer of sandstone in and build up the base roof. The base roof is very important because I want it to be triangular. I don't want to go round and round and round, so I'm going to put it like this. Those two at the front, I'm going to change those to act as like front windows or front lights. I'm not sure exactly yet. Quickly put in the lower parts of the roof and it's pretty much done. I'm happy with the design of that, but I want to change those. So let's quickly have a look. I'll search for these Japanese blocks. Let's put those in and have a look how they do. They do look quite nice, to be honest. I like that. It's a pretty good design, although I feel the Japanese blocks are not exactly right. So what I'm going to do is quickly try and find something else. I wouldn't mind using some more sandstone blocks. Maybe the blank ones, these ones here. Change those, put those in. Now it looks like one big window piece, and it matches up with the rest of the tea house. I'm just going to pop open the doors, and then I can access the inside of this tea house. Inside the house, I'm going to add a few columns. Each corner is going to have one of these columns, but I am going to expand the size of the tea house in a little while, hence why I left one of the corners. That's going to be for windows. Potentially, I might change that later though. Outside of the house, I'm going to use andesite stones to make a path all the way to the other island. I'm also going to add a very simple bridge. So firstly, I'm going to chip away all of this dirt and put in this wonderful paving slab system. It looks really neat. I made a mistake here, hence why you saw the circular motion just then of the video. I've actually got to switch the bridge so it fits here, exactly at this point. Then I can build the bridge up and there won't be any trouble. I'll quickly change those back to grass, and now it looks like a nice jagged path all the way across to the other side. So now I've got to build the bridge. Here I'm going to build it from this side. I'm just checking to make sure it's going to fit. That tree is problematic. I might have to destroy it. I hope not. So here I built the stairs up on itself, so it's got a nice archway. I'll do a couple more levels, this one as well. But that tree is really bothering me. I'll just remove one to test, but no, I've got to remove the whole tree. So here is a quick montage of me destroying the tree very quickly. It's gone, and now I can get back to building the rest of this bridge. I'm going to use the andesite blocks to go all the way across like this, and then build the stair network on the opposite side as well, so it connects. Very easy in creative mode, and absolutely fun as well. One more, like this, that's perfect, and then I can put the andesite stairs in and the rest of the bridge. The bridge is also going to have a nice safety rail in a minute when I get to that. Designing this side of the bridge is also very important. I need some kind of platform for people to sit and enjoy a coffee. Also a tea, because this is a tea house. Yeah, I'm going to put these slabs in, and I'm just going to choose the andesite slabs here, these ones. I'll put those there. I need to keep those frames for later. I'll put those slabs in and keep it nice and square. I don't want it to be too large. I just checked under the water there to make sure it doesn't actually affect the water underneath, because it might. I don't know really with slabs. There we go. I'm going to put those slabs in as well and put a whole row of them on this side. The kelp's in the way, but that's not an issue, is it? I like it. It looks a very neat platform where you could enjoy a tea. Yep, put more slabs in. Not there, that's a bit silly, but one here, that's good. It does look good. I'm also going to add some columns underneath, I think. Just one more layer of slabs, just close to the lily there. That's fine. It does look good, but I don't want it to be levitating in the air. So underneath the stairs, I'm going to change it to andesite blocks too, so it looks nice. It's pretty good on both sides. I'm happy with that. Back at the platform, I'm just deciding to add a tree, because I did destroy that tree and I feel guilty. So I'm going to take this one. Let me see which one. I kind of want this one with the lemons in it. It's a blooming tree. It looks like lemons, but it's blossom, isn't it? And now I'll show you the process on how to put the guide rails onto the bridge. First, I choose a random block, this tartan pattern, and then I'm going to stick some trapdoors on it. So firstly, I go round all the way, put these tartan blocks in, which do look kind of fun. Carefully remove that grass, and then I grab the trapdoors and just stick them on the sides and close them, you see? Or open them in this case. So put them all over here and then open them. pretty good. Once that's happened, I've got myself a nice railing for the bridge. It's a pretty easy process. It's not too painful, really. But I'm not particularly happy with the colour of those trapdoors. So later on in the video, I do change those to be dark black ones. The dark oak ones look a little bit better than these dark oak barrel ones. They do look good, but I think the darker ones look a little bit better. So I'll change that later. I'm also careful to fill in the holes because I don't want those holes there. It's a bit of a painstaking process. Once I've got it right, though, it's pretty good. I'm happy with the railing, and now I'm just going to fill in these holes either side. Make sure it looks exactly the same both sides, otherwise it's a mistake. Where did that trapdoor go? Well, it's there, look, on the stairs. What happened there? Cool, that's great. Remove these bits. Everything looks very good. Fill that hole, and that's my bridge complete. I'm very happy with that. So now what I want to do is quickly check what's going on underneath here. I'm just making sure it's correct. You see that dirt block? It changes, doesn't it? Because something's on top of it. So what I need to get is the GUI tool from the Yuushya Mod and a gourd which makes entities. Turn it into an entity, and now that grass will stay there forever and it won't change to dirt. That's a pretty good hack, isn't it, really? I'm just checking under the water because what I want to do is have a column of andesite in order for the platform to not look like it's levitating in the middle of nowhere. So I switch out these slabs and simply put in a column of andesite. I'm careful not to destroy too much of the ecosystem under the water because I've already put that there and it looks quite nice. Here I'll do the exact same thing. Change that slab and put in the andesite blocks instead. Brilliant, that's my platform finished. Over here, I want to have an oak fence. So normally in Minecraft, you just put a fence, don't you, and you're done. But not in the Yuushya Mod, you've got to fiddle about with it. The fences require west and east and north and south to have those pointy bits out, and it's very painstaking. I've got to turn all of the fences into entities individually so they all link up. And then once everything is turned into an entity, I can use the GUI tool to make sure everything is connected correctly with the directions added together neatly. It normally wouldn't be a problem, but remember, I've got that side railing for the staircase, so I definitely need to change all of them and connect them correctly using the GUI tool. It is an incredibly painstaking process, and I don't like to mess around with the fence too much. That's why I've left it kind of out of the way. I'm going to add some things next to it, but I'm definitely not going to put them too close, because if they touch the fence, everything has got to be changed again using the GUI tool, and it is rather painful. But that fence does look really good. I'm happy with that. I've got a few more fence posts to fix on this side, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Just this last one. Okay, it's done. Thankfully, it's finished. I'm very happy with that fence. It does look really cool. So on the other side of the fence, or the other side of the garden, I could say, I'm going to add another fence, but there's a tree in the way, which is a really silly thing of me to have added so early on. I added the trees in the beginning because I don't want to mess with them too much, so I've got to destroy the tree, put it back again 1 block away, and then put the fence in, and everything's sweet. Under the fence, I'm going to add acacia frame planks because they look really cool. I've got to be careful not to destroy the fence. Oh no, I did destroy the fence, which means I've got to find it from the menu again, put it back in. Doesn't connect, you see. It's very annoying. Turn it into an entity and then stick east and west, I guess, north and south back in. That's done. Very annoying. The next side, I'm definitely going to be careful because I don't want to keep doing that. It's very, I've got to be very careful, otherwise I'm going to destroy that fence. And it's rather troublesome to change it all the time, so let's be very careful here not to destroy the fence again. That's pretty good. These acacia planks look really good. Again, it's acacia framed planks in case you want to use them. Oh no, I've got to use it here. I've got to be very careful not to destroy that. Don't let the water in either. It looks like a nice little place for a rest area. Maybe going to have some tables there. Around the side of the house, I want to start using the frames that have been in my inventory for a long time. I'm going to use raw dark oak wood here because it fits the rest of the theme of the house. I'm going to choose all 4 of them because I do need them. First, I'm going to add this frame slightly above the door. So for that, I use the bottom one, which is very silly. Goes all the way to the edge. I am aware of the overlap, so turn it into an entity. Make sure it's the X-axis. Sometimes it's the Y-axis. I don't know how to tell exactly. But once I put all those frames in, being careful of Mr. Tree, I don't want to destroy it. I had to destroy it. That's not good. It is hanging off the edge, so you have to turn into an entity. and then use the correct axis to move it back so it's nicely neat. I want it to look exactly the same, you know, I don't want it to overlap. The overlap does look good sometimes. So yeah, that's the tree. I'm going to move that out of the way, that's not right. I want to use the frame here. Let's grab that, put it back just a little bit, and then go back to the other ones. Yep, got to put them here. Now I need to turn that one to an entity. So go all the way around. See, if you put it there, the overlap does look okay. It's not the end of the world. But for this particular build, I kind of want to show you how to use the entity tool, I guess, and the GUI tool. So here I've got to destroy a lot of this tree. It hurts me. It does hurt me to destroy the trees like this. Now I've got to go around with the entity tool. So turn it into an entity first with the gourd, and then use the GUI tool to move it back on the X-axis or the Y-axis depending. I guess you could tell if you had another mod or something to tell you which axis you're on, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Turn that one and very carefully shift it back. It doesn't have to be precise, but I want it to look good, you know? So I've got to go around, make sure everything fits. Shift that one across a bit. It actually overlaps quite nicely there, not an issue. Doesn't have to be pixel perfect, does it? Shift it back just a little bit more. That's good. That does look really nice. Happy with that. Here, this one's sticking out a little bit too far, so go around this side. Turn into an entity, and when you turn things into an entity, you actually have to touch them as well. Be careful with that, otherwise you turn other things into entities, which might mess up the design. Pretty good. It's nicely neat there. This side also needs one, but I'm thinking this might be the space for another room. So you know what? I'm going to destroy this and build a little glass area. I'm going to get rid of this whole area here. This is a pointless area now, including the column that I left before. I'll leave that one because it's too close to the door. But I'll take off one more, I think. Good. And then underneath, I'm going to put those slabs back again. The dark oak planks. That's cool. Extend it a little bit because I want a patio area or a little conservatory. So I'm going to extend it just a little bit out. One more block is good as well. I'll have one more layer here. That's absolutely perfect. Grab that frame again, turn it into an entity, and then just shift it across. That's with the X-axis. I've just noticed, actually, you can see, if you turn it into an entity and then use the GUI tool, you can see the blue lines. That's the blue color, isn't it? I should have seen that way before this. Again, it's a learning process for me too. Here, I'm going to use the windows, and I like the black windows because it's going to fit. I'll keep the frames because I might need to use those again in the future. Quickly tap to the windows and then choose these corner units as well. That's enough, I think, for now. So what I'm going to do, once I've got those chosen, I might take this open one as well. I can build up the window frames. The corner ones go in like that, look. 4 high. Same on this side. Being careful to put them in properly. 4 high, and then in the middle you can just put these black windows and they connect. They don't connect to the corner ones, which is a bit of a shame, but it doesn't really matter. I'm quite happy with that. All the way across to the wall, and it's a fancy window. It's difficult to place these windows sometimes because if you don't put them right, you'll see in a second, they end up in the middle of nowhere. Look, oh, look, I put one in this room and one outside as well. That's no good. There we go. Oops, that one's in the middle of nowhere. I've got to be very careful to not touch the frame here. That is gonna have to be destroyed. Put that in and then put it back. What a shame. It doesn't matter. Turn it into an entity again and then flip it using the X-axis. That'll do. Pretty good. So now I've got a little conservatory area, and I've got to put the roof on it as well. I'm very mindful of doing the roof, and it's not easy. Absolutely difficult here. So what I need to do is move that one and attach it so it connects. You see how it connects? The McCaw's roofs are absolutely brilliant. They connect fancily, and the corners have no problem at all. Here's going to be a bit problematic, I think. Let's find out. What can I do? I need that one, I think. Let's just go and get it again. I need the GUI tool. I always need that one in the corner. Very important, useful pieces they are. Grab the base roof, I think. Okay. And now I need to build it up neatly. It's not an easy process. So first, I need to put in the base roof. I might need to go into the house. That's not right. It's not going to work like that. See, if you put the base roof on, it's too tall. So I've got to go into the tea house, drop down and put some slabs there, and then stick them on. You see, that works perfectly now. It's a bit of trouble here, look. I'm having a bit of trouble with that corner piece. It doesn't want to connect properly, so I might have to remove some of the roof above in order to get access. You see, there we go, put that one in, and that's cornered up nicely with the rest of the roof. I'll destroy that bit. I've got to remember to change it later, but it's not an issue for now. Put in another row of blocks, and then stick in these ones. Nicely neat to the others, and the corner one goes in absolutely perfect. The middle bit, you'd think, oh, that's going to be some trouble, but it's not. It's actually quite easy to do, so just remove those for now. Head on out, and then I need to find the middle piece. So go to the roofs, maybe search just for black. Spell it with a K, there we go. Let's find it in the list. There it is, black top roof. That's the one I want. I'll keep the window corner just for now, and I've got to keep the frame. I don't want to lose those. It's quite annoying to remake them. That's too low. But that works perfectly, except for that bit. It comes out a little bit. Why? Why does that come out? I need the base roof. Stick that in. It should corner together. Maybe I have to build another one of those columns. Build the column, put the base roof in, it connects, perfect. And then put the top roof in. Brilliant. I've got myself a nice little conservatory there. Let's just head on into the tea house and remove that column, because I'm going to have tables there in a bit. I'm very happy with that. It does look really neat. On the side of the conservatory, I'm just going to jump through the window like a hero and then put in these open ones. That looks cool. You've got a little opening there for some fresh air. Brilliant. My tea house is almost done, but I have left the roof there, but I'll change it soon. Just got to get the window, and I'm going to poke in some more. So I'm going to have a big window here of 6, not that one. I'll change that one back. Careful to put the windows in. Neat. Good. Go around to the other side, see if I can find more window space. This looks like a nice place for a window. Good. Happy with that. And then maybe 2 more this side as well. Nice and fresh. Not too close though. I don't want it too close to the wall. That's good. Happy with that one. That's fine. Put this window in as well. Everything looks really good. Now I'm going to put the frames in. Don't forget, I have those frames. I also might have some open windows too, so let's see. You can put some open windows in just by leaving one. Maybe have a row of them if you want to. I quite like just one or two. A bit more fresh air into the room, isn't it? I like that. So here, I'm going to add another one, and then I might start working on the frames, because it's very important to have those frames. Yep, get that one. That's wrong, so head into my inventory and get the rest of the frame units. Very important. I'll keep the roof because there are some bits to do. Here, put those there, and I'm not going to do too much effort on that. I'm just going to stick them underneath. I don't want to have to use the GUI tool all the time. It's going to take too long. 2 will do there, and then put the side panels in. Right next to the window. Easy. And then do it again on all the other windows. 1 here, and 1 here. Whoops. 1 there. Perfect. 2 more windows to do, and I'm done. So that side and this side. The tree's in the way a bit. I have to destroy it. Too much of the tree has died there. I'm quite aware of that. So what I'll do is find some oak leaves. The Yuushya Mod does provide you with lots of leaf choices. And here, look, it's a cluster of oak leaves. A big oak leaves. I'll use those. Put those in randomly. Maybe here. I can't put them in. Yep, there we go. And then turn that one into an empty and just shift it across. Easy peasy. Done. Move it down a bit, and it looks like I've never touched the tree. The tree has been undamaged, or at least it's been transplanted. Quite happy with that. It looks really neat. Yeah, so what I want to do now is add a drainage system. First, I need to find a drain. The McCaw's mod doesn't offer any drains in this particular set I've got. I think there is one on the McCaw's mod, but I don't know if it's a different one. It might be paving. There's no choices here for drains, which is a shame. But the Yuushya mod is pretty good, so I'll take the drain, this really big one, and then I also need pipes. They have a massive pipe network you can use. I like to use 2 types of pipes, actually. I'll show you why. So first I'll put all the frames back. I don't think I'm going to need those again now, happily. I'm very happy about that. Put the drain in, but it's rather large, you see. So if I put the drain in here, you can see it's going into the conservatory. Don't like. So turn it into an entity and just scale it down a bit. Moving it doesn't really change anything, but you can change the size of it too. So, thinking I might leave it, but no, I want to show you if you scale it down, it fits into the hole perfectly. No issue. Now you put the mounted pipes in, and these ones above it. Now I'm very careful here, I've put the frame in. See, that's good, it will work, but it also looks a bit of a mess. Put the mounted one at the top and the bottom, I like that. Now turn those into entities, you see. Change those 4, and just move them back a little bit with the GUI tool. 4 spaces in, if you know what I mean. That's perfect. I like that. A bit further closer to the window. If you do it here though, look, it's not quite fitting, is it? It doesn't connect. So to remove those, take the frame away for now. I can put the frame in later, not an issue. Yeah, so put those pipes back in. And now you can put it in so it connects perfectly. Here you just have to move them back in with 4 and then -4 on the x-axis. Same again. 4 forward and then 4 back. And it will connect exactly the same. Do the same on the top one, and I've got myself a nice pipe for drainage that's going to drain the water away. I won't forget to put the frames back in, so for that I just stick them in the air and then just move them with the GUI tool again, all the way 16, bang, straight against the wall. Cool. I don't like messing with the roof too much like that, especially with those frames, but it's done and I'm happy with that. So let's find some more space for drains. I kind of like the idea of having a drain there. That does look good like that, doesn't it? I might put in another one underneath it though, so just stick one in here. Turn into an entity real quick. I think here. Yeah, that looks good with 2 actually, but no. Turn that one to an entity, shift it across all the way, like this, and then down a bit. So it goes in the tiles. You can see the clipping, but it's good. It fits. It looks like a roof thing. Very good drainage system there. This side I'll have the same. I'm thinking where I can put the drain. It needs to be here, doesn't it really? So put the drain in, resize it again like I did before, just a little bit, 0.09 or whatever, and then put the pipes in, so one there, and then all the way to the top. Move the frame, sad to say. Yeah, I've got to move the frame. It's going to be bothersome, that is, but never mind. Put that one in, so it's mounted at the top and the bottom, and then one here as well for measure, just so it looks really cool. It looks the same all the way around. Happy with that. Shift it across all the way and then down just a little bit so it goes into the roof, and you won't see it in the house because it's in the blocks. Good. So now turn those all into entities and then shift them across. This one just needs to be -4. I don't need to use the other one really, just -4 or +4, sorry. Yeah, there we go. All the way in, and then that's done. The drainage system is pretty much complete. I don't want to add any more drains, I don't think. I'm happy with the drains. A very good drainage system, and it's simple and easy, and it looks really cool. The Yuushya Mod does very good job with these. Just going to add that frame back in case I forget. Turn into an entity and just shift it across. Nice, it does connect decently. And now I'm going to go around and put in an air conditioning unit. I think I want it here. It's a little bit too high probably to maintain it, but that's fine. And then inside where the pipes would go, you'd put the AC unit. Brilliant, that's done. The air conditioning is finished. Everything's nice and fresh with all the windows. Very happy with that. I'm going to put some columns up. Remember I left that column, didn't I? In the conservatory, I'm just going to add a roof. Going to use the slabs on the underside. And here's me putting that railing back. I want the darker panels to match the rest of the build. Otherwise it doesn't really work, does it? Now I'm going to go around the entire building and add lanterns. Here I'm going to have Chinese lanterns because it's pretty much a Japanese Chinese style build. Put these plant hangers in first and then stick in the lantern very easily. Surely it should be easy. Have to chop some more of the tree down, which really does bother me, but never mind. Okay, so the lantern's in, but the trees died a little bit there. So what I can do is find that log, copy the code, put in the log, paste it, and then just move it to roughly where the log should be. It should be about here in the tree. Rotate it a bit so it looks roughly the same. Yeah, all the way around, just a little bit more, and then shift it up. That does look like the tree was before I killed it, didn't it? That looks okay. It's not perfect. The prefabs are better than what I can do with the trees, I think. But it looks really good. I'm going to go around the entire building and add these lanterns now. So one near this tree. It fits nicely and it's already lit up. I don't need to bother with that. And just put 4 on the top of the building as well. One over here, a little bit further away from the drain. Very good. All the way around, I'm going to put lots and lots of things. Now, I've just realized, look, I haven't fixed the roof. So go back and fix it, go get the lantern again, and then just stick it in on the corner. Absolutely perfect. I might want to put one here as well if I can. There's a lot of tree there. I don't really want to... Oh, you've done it. I didn't really want to destroy it, but that's good. In the trees, I might add some lanterns too. Make it look really neat all the way around. Having a system of lanterns in the trees makes it look like a lively coffee shop or a tea house. Put a hanging thing there. Maybe have to move that with the entity tool. It's a bit bothersome. I kind of want to just stick the lanterns in, really. Here, some of the entities won't apply. I don't know why. Here's a strange quirk with the Yuushya Mod, I think. Move that one up a bit. Leave it there. Shift it up into the tree. Nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then what I'm going to do once I'm happy with the position is just stick a lantern underneath and move it across. Because it's not going to fit exactly, there's no way, see? So here, turn that one into an entity, and then I've got to move that to be roughly the same position of the wire. It's not quite right, you see? Going round is always helpful in a 3D world. That looks correct, it's just one off, I think, so move it back one. Done, that's perfect. Turn the brightness up so the lantern's on. Pretty good, I'm happy with that. Maybe a few more lanterns would be good. Maybe 1 or 2 in the trees, 1 here, maybe 1 in the watery bit. 1 here, I don't want to mess with it too much. Looks good. Happy with the lanterns. Another one near the little decking area, that's good. And then 1 here overlooking the fish pond. Happy with that. Plenty of lanterns going on. It's really vibrant now. 1 more in this tree. All of the trees have a lantern now except for 1. Change that one real quick so it's a little bit higher. And my lanterns are done. Now I'm going to go around the entire tea house and put some bone meal on the ground, making sure to choose these white flowers because I only want to use the purple ones and the white ones really. So destroy those yellow ones real quick, put in the lilacs, change that one, put the lilacs in, or maybe that one is a bit smaller. Cool, I'm liking this, very decent. Changing it up so it's white and sometimes purple. I like that. Pop in a purple one and a white one so it's a bit more interspersed with interesting things. I like the yellow flowers, there's nothing wrong with them, but for this build I really wanted to go for purple ones and maybe white ones too. Here I've got to put the grass back, which is a bit of a shame. Remove that one and put that one in instead because it looks a bit better. Nice. All of the plants are in, everything looks very vibrant. So now I can apply some lights here as well. I just want to have 1 more light. These medieval street lamps look pretty cool. I'm also going to start working on the decorations now because I built the building, but I need to put the things in it. I like this table, this big table, and these chairs are pretty cool too. I'm going to choose, I think this one with brown. Yeah, I like that one. And for these like kind of wooden chairs, I'm going to choose the raw oak, you know, the dark one, and then choose this one here as well. I kind of want the same one, the brown one. Good, I've got my chairs ready. So pop in the table, nice easy table, and a couple of these chairs. Not too bothered where they go. 1 here, that's good. I'm going to turn that one into an entity and then move it with the GUI tool so it's not clipping inside the fence part. That's pretty cool, interesting and good. No problem, put a waste paper basket there, not 2, just 1. If you turn that one into an entity and use the GUI tool, you can change it to have some trash inside. So that's always good. I'll put a dinner on the table as well and some coffee. Just shift those across real quick, making sure that they look a bit offset. Otherwise, the coffee mugs are hanging off the edge. And there's no realism there, is there? I want it to look real. That's really good. I'm happy with that. Rotate it a little bit too, so everything looks a little bit more natural. Here, I want to have a couple of cheaper chairs just hanging over the edge, looking at the lake. I'll make sure that it's not funny, because I don't want it to be weird. I just kind of want it to be just there. I'll rotate it a little bit so it looks fancy. Now it looks a little bit more like people have been there, doesn't it? Very happy with that, that's cool. I might add one of those small tables as well. Not sure which one. Maybe this standard one here, look. Average table, that's good. I'll get rid of that and then change it to the dark oak again. And just stick that one next to that table. It looks absolutely massive though, so I'm going to scale it down a little bit. And then just leave it there. Make sure it doesn't clip too far into the ground. That looks cool. Looks absolutely natural, like people have been there. That's the whole point, really, of what I'm trying to do now. Very good build so far. I'm happy with this area. Yeah, it does look very interesting for sure. I'm going to grab this one real quick. I'll get rid of these things. Get rid of a few bits. Grab that one. Saves it in the inventory, and then grab this. I'm probably going to put this here. Another one, you see? Nice and bright. It's good. It's actually better with 1, I think, but 2 looks cool. Yeah, that's very good. So I'm happy with that design. Now I'm going to work on the decking area. I'm going to think about my tables and my different designs here. Okay, so I'm going to remove those lamps. I don't need those. Put the chairs back and then put the tables in. Careful not to disturb the fence. I really don't want to mess with the fence. I think 3 tables would be good. 2 big ones and then maybe a smaller one here. Maybe another one if I can fit it in. No, I'm quite happy with 3. Let's put more expensive chairs in. These couches. Put 1 here. I know it's a bit too close. So you could always turn it into an entity, can't you, and just move it across a little bit. So it looks a bit more natural, that's the point. 1 here next to the fence. Oh, it didn't destroy the fence, thankfully. I don't know why. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I got lucky there. Put some more expensive chairs in, one really close to the wall. Move the table across, how about that? That's good. Then I can put the chair in. This looks flush against the wall, not a problem. Put one there as well, and one next to the fence. No, maybe this side. Maybe two will do. Here I'm going to put some smaller chairs. These are like the decking chairs, aren't they? Exactly what they are, deck chairs. Really cool. Having a look at this one, I'm just going to choose some more stuff. I might add an umbrella, you know. An umbrella would look really good here. So put that there. I'm going to use a different pole though, so search for pole. And the Yuushya Mod comes with these prefabs. I'll put the waste paper basket in my inventory as well. Choose the dark one. Then I can find a space to put this pole. I kind of want to have it here like this and then just move it down. All the way down. It's not a problem. It looks annoying, but it's not a problem. Move it down like that. Move the croissant away a little bit. Don't want it to clip into the pole. Put the umbrella on the top, turn that into an entity and just shift it down so it sits lovely on top of the pole. Rotate it a bit as well, because then it looks natural. That's really cool. These big tables, I'm going to do the same. This one I don't have to mess with. Put the umbrella on the top, all's good. And then here as well. This one I moved the table, I'm aware of that. So I've got to use the entity tool again, just to move it across, like that. I think that's correct. Making sure to click it properly, good. And then stick the umbrella on top. Whoop, not in. What did I destroy? What did I destroy? Guess what? I destroyed the fence. That's no good, is it? Brilliant. That umbrella is really cool. I did destroy the fence. Am I going to ignore it? I'm ignoring it. Why am I ignoring it? I need to fix that fence. Painful process of fence fixing. But never mind. I'm going to find some food first and put them on the table instead. Here, I'm going to take that pole away. Put the coffee back. Just simple coffee, I think. Nothing crazy. Move it across with the entity tool. Happy with that. Really good. Here I'm just going to put another one right on top. Not bother with messing around with that. Find some other foods that I can add on the top. A mug. Yeah, I like that. Maybe an ice cream as well. Quite like the ice cream, so I'm going to put the ice cream thing on this platform. So I'm just going to resize it and move it a bit. That's clipping into the pole and I don't like that. So I've resized it a bit, move it down. Absolutely brilliant. It's a little bit too high, but no, it's fine. It's fine. Put the ice cream next to that, and then I can just shift it across. Just shift it across like that. And make sure it's not clipping into that. Rotate it a bit, maybe. Happy with that. The ice cream looks really good. Put the mug on this side. Not on the floor. That looks silly. There, right on the edge, and then just move it across, like always. Pretty good. Nice. I like that. A nice, simple table with a mug. Very good. Happy with that. Absolutely brilliant. I don't want things on the floor, though. That'll do, but it's clipping, so I've got to change that. Remove it a bit. That's good. Happy with that. It's a very busy area outdoors. Looks very interesting and nice. Very happy. So let's have a look. I might need to find some paper cups or something. Maybe a waste paper basket here. Because, you know, people have got a lot of trash, so they want to throw it away. I'm just thinking of what other items I could have. Maybe a pile of books or a magazine would be good. I don't know if the magazines would look a bit silly there. Let's see. So I'll grab the magazines and put a pile of magazines next to those chairs. That's good. Now I've just realised I've got to fix that fence. Because otherwise I'm going to have a hole in the fence and it looks no good. So quickly get the fence again. Pop that back down here. Turn it into an entity and then quickly put the sides back in. North and south. Done. I don't want to mess with a fence ever again. Thank you. Now it's time to turn my attention to the insides of the tea house. I'm going to use these big tables. I'm going to put one in the conservatory area, one a bit further back, about there, and then one here. Those big tables are good. That space in the corner I'm going to save for the cash register. I'm looking, maybe I can have one more, but no. I'm going to go with these expensive sofas inside the room. I'm going to move them around a bit in a minute. That one flush against the wall looks good. Here, you've got to have it next to the window, but not at the window, and then just use the GUI tool to move it back. Here, I'm going to have another one. I kind of want to leave that one there. Move it back just a little bit. That looks good. Try and squeeze in another one next to that window. I quite like that, but it's too close, so I'm just going to move it away a little bit. There we go. Plenty of chairs. I'll have 3 on that table. Why not? I like the look of that. This one also needs some chairs. I'm going to use these same ones in this room because they're the expensive chairs inside the tea house, you know. Move that chair back a little bit. I have to do that one on the Z-axis, you see? Done. This one, it looks too straight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it forward a bit and then rotate it just a little bit to make it look natural, like it's being moved. Okay, so let's have a look for some carpets. I kind of want the pink one, but I'm thinking the brown one might be better. For the carpets, you just stick them on the floor. Very simple. You can move them like everything else, just turn it into an entity and move it, but you don't have to really all the time. I think that's plenty of carpets in the place. Maybe space for one more, I'm thinking in the middle, but I don't know yet. Over in the corner, I'm going to start working on the cash register space. So for that, I need to find some shelves. I like these ones. It's a template again, which is really cool. And then take the one with books in as well. So here you can choose what colour you want. And I want to use the dark oak ones because that's the theme of it, isn't it, really? I don't want to change it too much with red stuff. So here, on the opposite side, I'm going to put a row of shelves in all the way up to that chair. And then here as well. That looks pretty neat. Pop this one out and I can have a space where the staff can go through. For that gap, I'm going to choose a trapdoor. I might have a look at using these blinds as well. They're quite interesting. Stick the trapdoor in and the staff can access the area easy. I'll put a carpet in. Looks really good. I'll change this one out for books. Maybe that one as well. That's the recipes. These blinds from McCaw's are way too dark. I don't like those at all. I thought they would have been really good, but they're not. So luckily, Yuushya Mod has these Venetian blinds. It's a template. There's lots of colours involved again, but I can't really see what the colours are. I'm not sure. It says raw cherry wood, which is going to be pink. And I like it, but I'm not exactly sure. The black ones, the blue ones. Tried to find some red ones to offset the black all the time. Something a bit different. Raw crimson wood looks pretty good. So I'll stick those on all of the windows. And I quite like the effect. It's a nice blinds effect, isn't it? Look at that. So put those on all the windows. Nothing in the conservatory to do, but these 6 as well. And you just basically put them on. Look at that, don't they look brilliant with the blinds? The coffee shop is starting to come on now. It also needs some lighting. I've noticed it's got a little bit darker now I've added the blinds. So I'm going to put some ceiling lamps here and here. Turn them into entities again, and then just resize them and move them a little bit. Kind of want it in the middle, and then change the size of it to be really big. I like that. Cool, that's a good position. Turn the brightness up, copy it. Turn that one into an entity and then just paste in the code so it's the same. Looks really good with those lights. Here, I'm going to use the smaller ones. These modern ceiling spotlights, I guess you call them. One there. Kind of want to have a couple on this bit too. I like the idea of having 2 there. Maybe that's just too far away, so I'll put one in, take that one. Put that one in and take that one. That looks better, doesn't it? And then have a couple more spotlights. I might have a spotlight here. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe one for the staff and one over there as well. That looks good. I don't have to move those around. Pretty interesting. A nice, sweet coffee shop. So now let's look for some items to put on the cash register. Obviously, we're going to need some kind of food things. Coffee machines would be good. So there we go. Got cold drinks machine. I don't need tables anymore. Maybe a mortar and pestle, some wine. Coffee machine and a cold drinks machine. So I'll put the coffee machine here. It's really big, but it doesn't matter. Put some wine bottles there. Obviously the staff's going to hit them when they go in, but it doesn't matter. Choose a different colour box for the wine. Turn it into an entity and just shift it down. There we go. If you resize it as well and make it smaller, it actually can be moved down further. So you can have really small things further down. It's pretty handy, that is. Cold drinks machine there, which is absolutely massive. Might put it on the opposite side there, and another coffee machine. Pretty good, happy with that. So let's have a look for some more stuff. I'm thinking the seasoning box. It doesn't really explain what it is. Seasoning box. Just put it there. Okay, fine. And then a milkshake on the corner, why not? Having a look in the menu. I'm going to look for some signs maybe in a bit. I'm thinking about that, but maybe some snacks and a cash register. The Yuushya store has a lot of choices, so put the cash register in. Just rotate that one really quickly like that so people can buy things there. I think that's pretty sweet. Grab this electric steamer, quite interesting device. Put that near the door. That's like a little vending machine for snacks, I guess. That's quite good. Have another chair here, no problem. Yeah, I like that. Just move that one back a little bit. Looks good like that. I'm happy with this. Put a QR code somewhere. I'm thinking where to put that. Could put it next to the milkshake. So here I'm just going to move it, put it back, but it's not, you can't go too far back here, so I need to size it down a little bit. Otherwise it's hanging on the edge. It does look good like that, but I kind of want to resize it just a little bit. and then I can move it further back, you see? If you scale things up, it's actually very difficult to move them. You get less space to move things, so you need to scale things down. It prefers small things. On the walls, I'm going to have a lot of snacks as well. I'm just choosing what snacks to have. These are the point of sale things you can buy. These can go up a bit here, maybe on this side, so it's like 4 bags of snacks. I like that, loads of things to buy in the tea house. Whoever works here needs a resting point, so I'm going to put in a stool. I think that looks good as a nice little red one. I'm also going to add a sink and a drain because after people have had their coffee and their tea, you need to wash the dishes, don't you? So to have a bit of realism, I'm going to have a little sink there and a work desk next to it. Nothing too fancy, just that. Also, I'm going to add a nice little waste paper basket. A couple would be good, all around the different places in the tea house. One there too, so there's 3, that's good. I'll put a pudding somewhere. I kind of want to have the pudding next to the sink. So just shift that across, and I've got myself a cake on a shelf. It looks really good like that. Let's look for some more stuff. I'm thinking some cereal boxes could be good. Now I'm running out of space here. You can see those black frames. That means I can't put items, which is rather troublesome. These, I'm just going to resize and shift them underneath the cake. So it looks like it's very busy, you know, there's a lot of stuff to buy. That's good. Maybe this is oats. People want to buy oats in this tea house. I don't know. Okay, there's a bit more space. I kind of want to fill it up, so I'm going to put some more boxes in. Just move that down all the way to the back. You see how it clips through? You've got to resize it a bit and then just move it through. That looks pretty good. Doesn't matter where it is, really. Rotate it a little bit to make it look more natural, you know. That's good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is look for some boxes. Maybe I can have space for a box here. It's not easy, there's not much space, but there's one. I can put it there and then just shift it across. Put it back in, just leave it there. That's good. That's the cash register area finished. Now I need to find some coffee and cakes and things to put on the tables. I guess it should be tea, really, shouldn't it? So put the teacups there, rotate them a little bit, make sure it looks very good. I like this cake, this little pudding thing, that's good. I like to offset it as well, so it's not exactly flat, not always square. I want to make things rotate a little bit. Otherwise, it's too weird and just looks very boring that way. Make it a bit more natural looking, you know? Put the same teacups on that table. Move it a bit to the side, and then maybe stick another pudding on that too. There's not much choice in this tea house. There's not too many things going on, but it's better that way. If you've got a restaurant and there's loads and loads of things you can buy, it becomes confusing for the customers. So obviously you want less. Now I'm going to put posters and pictures all on the walls. This big poster's really good, and as always you can move it up and down. You can move it into the wall if you want to, which is a bit silly. That's cool, it's like a noodles poster, but we don't sell noodles here. Big posters always look good, and little posters look good too. Depending on the wall, it changes the design for some reason. I've no idea why. You can't select which one you want. It's a bit funny with the posters. That one's good, it's a little picture of Shanghai, look. That's the Pearl Tower, cool. Over here I'll have another big one if I can put it. That's good, it's like a weird thing. And a little blue one. That side's also got the brown one as well. That looks good. Loads of little posters you can add. Another one there that's just different to the others, even though it's the same. The paintings would look good, but they go over. I don't want that. I just want the one. You know, the painting that's 1 by 1, but it's not working. No, I'm not going to bother with that. The tea house is pretty much done inside, so I'm going to add some signs and posters on the outside. This one looks good here. That picture of the girl, that really does look fancy. Now I'm going to add some signs, so let's look for signs. They've got a whole tab of signs to add. Something that I can stick on the side of the building. This big one's pretty good, and this one. So I'm going to put this one here close to the door. It goes underground, which is very weird. So I need to turn that one to an entity, bring that up. Yeah, it's way too big. Shift it across. That could work, but it's a bit big, I think. So I need to scale it down just a little bit. Move it down a bit and then maybe rotate it from there. I don't want it to clip into the table. I mean, that's pretty good. Obviously, there's only one door you can use, though, as you go in, so never mind. I like that, but it's perhaps too close to the door. Still looks good. I've got these signs as well, so I want to stick the signs in. That looks good. I'll stick it a little bit lower. I don't want to have too many signs, but I do want to advertise the building. So I'll put a sign there. It looks good like that. I think I only want to have 2. Around near the platform, I'm going to have a sign. This is where you can see the menu outside. I think it's pretty good like that. Just rotate it. That's where you can see the menu for what's in the coffee shop, I guess. And anyone passing by can see that. Another sign here. Somewhere, I'm thinking where to put it. Not much space. There's a bit of space there. I like that. Just rotate it a little so it looks natural. Pretty good. That's the outside done with the signs. So now I'm thinking what I can add inside the building. I want to put plants. I always like the idea of having plants hanging from the ceiling. So first I need to find some potted plants. Maybe I'm not going to have too many potted plants, but I might have 1 or 2. And then hanging plants as well. These hanging baskets look good. And I want the oak hanging baskets as well. I'm also going to have a fan on the ceiling. It's got a lot of air conditioning and the windows are open, but a spinning fan would look good. Just 1. I don't want to have 2 or 3 here, it's too many. Now the plant, I'm thinking where I can put it, so I'm going to try it here. You can't put it on the shelf because it's already got too much stuff there, so you have to put it on the floor and then just move it across like that. That works. Obviously you need the blind there, so I've got to grab the blind and stick it back on. That's cool actually, I could have more of those, but I feel it might take a lot of time. The hanging baskets go into the ceiling, so you need to bring those down a bit. Rotate them as well, so it looks nice and natural. Put these hanging mounted ones in as well. These mounted ones are good, but I don't want to have too many of the mounted baskets, it's a bit funny. So go search for oak, and you can find an oak potted plant for the floor. And maybe an oak hanging basket as well, because they're good. I like those ones. Just switch out the fan because I don't need that again. The oak hanging baskets do the exact same thing. They go into the ceiling, which really annoys me. So turn that into an entity, shift it down, maybe rotate it a bit so it looks offset. I like that, looks good. Put an oak one there. Put a few plants here and there, make the place come to life, don't they? Rotate that one too, just a little bit. Now that's enough plants for now. This composter I'm thinking of putting there. It looks a bit silly. Oh, why have you got a composter? But I'm going to put some plants in it, I think. Offset that sofa just to the side so it doesn't look like it's inside the composter. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm thinking of putting some dried flowers in that box. Maybe some books. Let's have a look. I'll grab myself some books here. So what you can do is put them on top of the composter and then just turn that one into an entity and bring it down. So it's like a box of books. I'm sure I've seen something similar in coffee shops before. Have another plant there. Stick in a few ceiling plants here. This one's good. And then just move it down. It's a bit painstaking, but it has to be done. Rotate it a bit so it's a bit more natural. Can't really put one there, but next to the table is good. I like it next to the window, really. That looks natural, doesn't it? Like people have been there. Good. A lot more plants going on, a lot busier now. Thinking of spaces to put the plants. I don't want to put the plants too close to the fan because they're going to get shredded up. And there's got to be a level of realism, hasn't there? You can't just shred things up. Now I've got to look for some ivy. I can't remember what you need to search for here. It's vine. So I just need to try and find it in the list. Here, it's not there. Yeah, there it is, vine. So I need to find lots of vines. These hang lovely along the walls. So you can have a nice natural looking vine system. As if nature has taken over. I really like to do that. Ceiling vine is good. That's like a hanging plant pot of vines. So I've got myself a large selection of vines now. I can go around the building and put these vines up. These big ones are good. Sometimes they look a bit funny. But that one's good there. Put that vine in. Move it down a little. A little vine there underneath the AC. All over the place with little vines. It doesn't take too long doing this. I like the big one as well. That big one's really cool. The hanging ceiling vine also looks fancy. Putting in loads of different vine bits, making sure they overlap as well. Because with the overlap, it makes it look a lot more interesting. Okay, I put that big one there. Put it down. If you connect them underneath, they actually grow longer, which is really cool. Not too close to the fan though, but that big one does look good. Here I'm going to have a few. Just a few more little hanging vines inside. I like that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? Because then it looks like nature's taken over, and I'm sure coffee shops and tea houses like this do look really good. I've been in a few with nature, but not like this. It's pretty good. Another ceiling vine here. Maybe one more there, next to the poster. Yeah, not too many, because it's going a bit crazy. But I do like it. Put this one on the side, so all you need to do is just move it across. Pretty good, so that looks like it's on the brickwork. Very happy with the space inside, it does look really neat. Another carpet there. No. Yeah, I like that. Another carpet for that person who sits in that chair. Outside, I also want to carry on the idea of putting more vines, so I might have one more table, one of those small tables. Thinking where to put it, I might just leave it there. That's good. A little table, an extra one. So now let's head on outside and start working on the vines for the building. For this, I'm going to do the same thing as I did inside, just being careful to make sure they don't clip through the roof. Yep, anywhere really, that'll do. That looks good. You can intermingle the top vines and the little vines. Sometimes I want the ceiling vines and these. It makes it look like nature's taken over. That's the plan, really. Yeah, that's cool. Now I'm thinking the AC unit might need a cobweb because it's been there a while and nobody can access it to fix it. So I'm going to put in a little web. Well, not there, obviously. So remove that vine and stick it in there. That'll do. It looks like it's been left. It's just nobody's been up there to maintain it. And that's the plan. This gets a bit difficult because I've got the frame there. So I can put them in and then just move them with the GUI tool again. Don't have to have too many here. I don't want to go crazy with the vines. But it does look good with a few vines around the building. It makes it look more natural. Like it's part of the lake, you know? Buildings look best when they are part of the surroundings too, rather than brutalist horrors that we experienced in the 1960s in England. I absolutely love natural houses that fit in with the environment, and that's what I want to do here. I want to have lots of vines, interesting things, patterns and stuff. Need to turn those into entities as well, which is a shame. Done. Okay, just shift them back, no problem at all. They fit underneath the frame, I don't care, that looks good. That looks like nature's taken over. Maybe I can have one more hanging basket or a ceiling vine or something. Yeah, that's pretty much done. This is my Japanese tea house build. Here are a few final shots of the design. If you've liked the video, subscribe, send me a comment. I've absolutely loved making this, and I will be making more stuff with the Yuushya Mod. It's one of the best mods out there to make houses, especially architectural designs like this. Fantastic. I'm Mixicall, and I'll see you next time.